Hi, this is Gerardo from Lynden, going over a 210C runner we just finished. It has a 250 Mercury and then a 15 kicker. It's the new V8, or it's a year old now again already. Everything is linked with a tie bar for the steering and the autopilot. The controls for the kicker are mounted on the gunnel here. Key start from here, and then the regular remote with your steering here. For both motors, the controls for the main motor are up front. Things on the back deck, we have our washdown, which is standard for everything we order. The switch beside it, which powers it up. It will turn off when it reaches pressure. And then we have our pump out, our macerator pump in the fish box, and a live well switch for the big live well in the back. It does have the divider that can come out. Drain in the bottom and then the fill on the opposite side. Back here we have our battery storage. So we have our two batteries, the AGM for the big motor, and then a DP27 as a house battery, which is connected to the kicker. If we look in the back corner here, we have our battery switch to select battery 1 and 2. And then we have a fuse panel and the breaker for the house. Back here we have HDS 9, which is linked with the HDS 12 up front. They are linked through NEMA for the autopilot, and then Ethernet, so the sonar will be the same on both fish finders, showing the exact same picture. Fish finder is pretty straightforward. We have sonar, side scan, down scan, power steering, and a regular chart. Split screens over here. We do have the autopilot on this boat, the Lowrance autopilot. So if we hit the sidebar here, we can select heading, hold, course, a regular power steering or navigation. We have the start-stop button for the autopilot on the side back here. So when you are fishing, you can just hit the button here and it will automatically go to heading hold, so it will keep going whatever direction we're going. You do have to visually make sure you clear boats, obviously. Then we head in here. Behind the backrest, we have the autopilot computer and all our NEMA connectors and our backbone out of the way, since there is not much hiding place in a sea runner. We have our seats. Each side's flip up. This one has the sleeper seats, so we can take the crossbars out and use the backrest to fill in the middle to turn it into a bed. Then going up front, we have our regular remote for our main motor, our 250 Merc. The antenna for the radio, the VHF antenna, is right outside the window here, so it can be flipped up and down from the captain's seat. VHF is here. The mic is still loose. The customer still has to come to figure out where we'll mount that. We have our trim tabs right here. So key switch on automatically turns the trim tab controller on, and then we can just simply push the buttons, move the trim tabs. When the key switch gets turned off, they will automatically reset up. So after a few seconds after key off, you will hear the trim tabs run, and they'll run up. We have just the standard fuel gauge, and then the multifunction tack for Mercury, which will give you a lot more info than just the regular tag would. We have our HDS 12. Again, it is linked with the one in the front. So the sonar or the sonar pictures are all the same on both fish finders from one transducer. You also have the benefit of not having two transducers interfere with each other and throwing off your pictures, making your sonar go completely haywire. And then same option, side scan, down scan, your steering and chart. Instrument, the customer didn't hook up on these since he got the multifunction gauge. Then here we have our regular switch panel. Everything is labeled. We have cap and courtesy lights, which courtesy lights are in the back gunnel. And right here we have our nav and anchor switch, live well, bilge pump, wiper, and wipers. So up is one, down is both wipers, and our horn. And then this switch here we used for the fans. There's one on each side. They do have the dial on the back for speed, your 3-speed setting and off. So you can turn 1 or 2 on, and then you can select your speed setting from there. Some storage in the front. This is all empty. This boat did come pre-wired for a trolling motor, but customer decided not to go with that, so we don't have any batteries up there. Then we have the doors on either side. Our glove box, just everything pretty straightforward. These seats, they rotate, so you pull the knob out to rotate the seats, and then pushing this in, we have back and forth. And then we have our weight setting right there for depending on your weight for the suspension, and then the backrest tilts is right here to adjust the backrest. This seat does have the cutout for a porta potty. There's a strap here. If you take the backrest up, you can flip the seat up and snap it under the gunnel to hold the back seat up while you're on the porta potty. And that's really everything on this boat. The autopilot is nicely tucked away under here, so it's really out of everybody's hair. We make the hoses to length to tie in with the autopilot. Yeah, that's most of it on this boat. It's pretty straightforward. This boat does have the slope recover, so we got the snaps all along the gunnel. Customer also opted to go with rocket launchers. These are the Hewes-craft, the original rocket launchers from Hewes-craft, and then we have the rod holders on either side of the hardtop. Bulkhead door, so it locks in right up there to hold the door open, and then it's lockable with a deadbolt to lock things up if you are slipped. And that's about it. Oh, one more thing is we have our light right here to light up the back deck. There's a switch up here in the ceiling for that. And that's really it. Everything on this boat. We hope the customer enjoys it and gets many years out of it. And if you have any questions, you can always contact us, and we'll be gladly to help you.